the following verses from Shruti Puranas. Chandogya Upanishad says, Acharyanvan Purusha Vedaha. We can know the Vedas through Acharya. And for that, how should be the mood towards Acharya? Yastadeve parabhakti yatha deve tatha guru. Kasyete katita yartam prakashante mahatmanah. Only when a Acharya is served as good as the spiritual, as good as Lord himself, then the import of the Vedas will be automatically revealed. It is revelation actually. Katha Upanishad clearly says, Nayam Atma pravachanena labhyas na medhaya na bhuvna shutena. One cannot understand the relationship of Krishna and himself. Nayam Atma. When you say Atma, it refers to Jivatma, Paramatma, the relationship between Jivatma and Paramatma, Tattva Jnana. Tattva Jnana, in that Paratattva Jnana, Jivatma Jnana. This cannot be just understood by any pravachana. Nayam Atma pravachanena labhya. Na medhayana bahuna shrutena. One cannot understand by his own intelligence or just by hearing. But Yameva Isha Vruntatena Labhyas Tasya Isha Atma Vruntatana Swami. Study Nectar of Devotion also we spoke this verse where very clearly it has said, to such a person unto whom Krishna has chosen, he reveals his own form. Bhagavatam, 11th canto, 11th chapter, 18th verse, it's stated, Shabda Brahmani Nishnato Na Nishnayat Pare Yadi. Go further. Shabda Brahmani Nishnatu. One should have complete faith in the scriptures. But if he is not having the faith, what will happen? And everything is a waste of time. Even if he has faith, but he is not a devotee, then it is like keeping a cow that does not give milk. Shabda Brahmani Nishnatu na Nishnayat Paravati. Shamastasya Shamaha Palohi Adhenum Ivarakshataha. If one is learned in Vedic literature but is not a devotee of Krishna, what is the use? Mantra Tantra Dishadavaha. But is a Vaishnava Guru Nasyad. Vaishnava Sapako Sapacho Guruhu. We have studied this verse in 2.9 also in the Purport Prabhupada writes. Now Bhagavatam further says, Athapite Deva Padam Bhujatvana Prashadaleshanugrhita Evahi Janati Tattvam Bhagavan Mahimno Nachane Kopi Chiram Vichinvan. Athapite Deva Padam Bhujatvana Prashadaleshanugrhita Evahi. How to understand Krishna? It is only by his mercy. Prashad Leshanugrhita Evahi. Only by his mercy he reveals himself. Prashad Leshanugrhita Evahi. Janati Tattvam Bhagavan Mahimno. To know Krishna, Janati Tattvam Bhagavan Mahimno. Nachanye Kopi Chiram Vichinvan. One may study years and years. One may become a big scholar. One may try to speculate on the Supreme Lord. Till he reveals, till he chooses. One has to wait. Tattenu kampartam susamikshamanam. One has to wait. And the revelation, what is the eligibility? Candidates, no? Like everybody is writing IIT exam. Government is not choosing everyone. Only few are chosen. It's not that others have not put hard work. They have also done hard work. There is some criteria taken to choose a candidate. In the same way, the criteria taken to choose a candidate for the revelation of Lord himself, flowing such a mercy. What is that? One has to be very sincere and greedy in devotional service. The more the greed, more laulyam, Krishna chooses that a candidate. The more satisfaction, he is rejected. One should never be satisfied in devotional service. The moment you are satisfied in devotional service, I am doing now my nice bhakti. Morning to evening, I am a nice bhakta. No, morning I do my chanting very nicely. I conduct my day very nicely. This satisfaction is actually minus mark in devotional service. It's exactly opposite of the material world. In material world, one has to be satisfied, but in spiritual world, one should never be satisfied. One should hanker more and more. Dil mange more. This song, na, ye dil mange more, is actually applicable for spiritual world, not for the material world. In the material world, this ye dil mange more becomes Krishna. Krishna is exactly opposite of Krishna. The more you hanker, the more you are the loser. But in devotional service, the more you have greed, I want to hear more stories. More stories. Who tells like this? Naina Manjari says, today morning, 3 o'clock, she's saying, I want to hear about Krishna. She was coughing. So she's asking, I want to hear more about Krishna. More about Krishna. More you have greed, more you have greed. One day Krishna will appear before you. Yeah? And that time what you will do to Krishna? What you will do if Krishna appears before you? You will play with him. Very good. Now you have your prasad. So in this way, one should hanker more and more. That is devotional service. And one should be sincere also. Sincere in his commitment. Whatever committed, one has to be very sincere. And more hankering for more commitments. Shastrer na jane, marma adhyapana kore, gardha bhera prayayena, shastra vahi mare. Those who do not know the purport of the scriptures, yet teach them to the others, are simply like asses carrying the load of the scriptures. There are so many gurus teaching scriptures. They themselves know the purport of the scriptures. What is the use of studying the scriptures if he doesn't know bhakti for Krishna? What is the use of studying the scriptures if he is not dedicated in his services to his spiritual master? It is not so easy to understand the purport of the scriptures, but it is very simple if one has taken a sincere shelter of the Guru Shishya Parampara. Those who study the scriptures are of two types. One group consists of those who carry the burden of the scriptures like cows and asses. And the other group consists of those who extract the essence of the scriptures like honeybees. So we are interested in those who extract the essence of the scriptures. The purpose is that to gratify their material senses. The one who is carrying the burden of the scriptures, what they are doing, they are actually gratifying their material senses. Go further. Though as like teachers induced by agya, rudhi, and ignorant of the actual purport of the scriptures, do not explain the goal of life is unalloyed service to Krishna. So one who is interested in sense gratification, they really don't know how to teach Vairagya Vidya. For them, little enjoyment, material senses, enjoyment is predominant. So actually he is driven by agya rudha. He may be speaking very wonderfully from the scriptures from here and there, but what is the use? He is driven by agya rudha. Because if Vairagya Vidya is not taught, then we are the failures as the followers of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So goal of life is unalloyed service to Krishna, the husband of Saraswati, the goddess of transcendental knowledge. Just as cows and asses are unable to relish the sweetness of honey or sugar kept in a jar. The study and teaching of the Vedas by such as like proud so-called learned scholars who uselessly labor hard like foolish animals is completely useless and meaningless. So as like Prabhupada writes, as like proud scholars, they think that they are all Bhagavad Kathakars, big Kathakars, but what is the use? They themselves are not free from the material sense gratification. And whoever their followers are, they are also into material sense gratification. Being bewildered by Maya, such foolish persons then mistakenly accept other equally qualified as like people as learned. But actually, for intelligent swan-like devotees who know the causes of bondage and liberation to be addressed as learned scholars is also befitting and appropriate. Some may say we are grahasthas, we should have some small enjoyment also. It is an ashram. First, we should understand it's an ashram. Ashrayati is the ashrama. There also some leniency is given, but that is not for sense enjoyment. that is to produce Krishna conscious children. But then the purpose is to train oneself also and others also in Krishna consciousness. That is the purpose of being a Grahastha. Grahastha ashram, in fact, is the most responsible ashram because you have all the enjoying things around you. You have a woman, you have a man, you have wealth, you have freedom, you have everything. Meri mercy, I'll do whatever I want. If some grahastha is told, hey, don't do this, then he'll say, why? I'm doing my devotional service also. That is not the purpose. Today I was reading about appearance of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Just morning hours, I was just reading. There very clearly it has been said, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's appearance is to teach how to come out of such material so-called enjoyment as well as do some bhakti with awe and reverence. That is not prema. That type of awe and reverence is actually becoming impediment in the path of pure devotional service. One may reach up to Vaikuntha, okay, one. But to have that Vraja prema, that love for Krishna, 24 hours one may think about, one should think about Krishna. When he's thinking about Krishna, then automatically a so-called enjoyment becomes useless and insignificant. Adyapi vachas pratayas tapo vidya samadhibihi pashyantopi na pashyanti pashyantam parameshwaram. Although expert speakers continually deliberate on the strength of austerity, knowledge, samadhi, they could not fully know the Supreme Lord who witnesses all things. So somebody may give up everything and perform so much of austerity. That is also useless. Some may be a jnani. But what is the use? That is not enough to know Lord. Some may perform a lot of austerity, some may be a jnani, some may be in samadhi. On the strength of that, some expert speakers may speak, but they cannot fully know the Lord. It is only by His mercy, and His mercy flows to a person who is sincere and greedy. Further. 159. Padina Shunina Lokagela Chare Khare Krishna Maha Mahotsave Vanchila Tahare. People obtain death and destruction through such study of the Vedas, and as a result, they are deprived of the festivals of Lord Krishna. They are so much interested in just studying, becoming armchair scholars. They are not knowing to enjoy the festivals of Krishna. Raising the two hands and dancing for Krishna, cooking for Krishna, cleaning for Krishna, giving abhishek for Krishna. They are so much engrossed in the study of the Vedas that they are deprived of this festival. That is why one has to have Sankhya and the Karma Yoga together, not just Sankhya. Sankhya is Jnana Yoga, Karma Yoga is Bhakti Yoga. Both has to be linked with each other. What is the purpose of studying? So that one performs actions for Krishna. What is the purpose of performing actions for Krishna? To understand our true relationship with Krishna. Putanare yai prabhu kaila mukti dana hena Krishna chadi loke kare anya dhyana. Lord awarded liberation to Putana. Who is Putana? Demoness. So what did she do?
Her very poisonous milk to Krishna.
Oh, she gave poisonous milk to Krishna. She was trying to feed Krishna, right? What Krishna did?
Krishna bit her milk.
Krishna bit her breast. Sucked the milk.
Sucked the milk.
Okay. So Krishna sucked the milk and killed Putana. But awarded liberation. Why? Because Krishna is sucking the milk. When Krishna is keeping his lips on the breast of Putana, what a bhagya Putana has got. Yet people still leave aside Krishna to meditate on others. When Krishna is so merciful, after hearing this shloka, Sukadeva Goswami, when Vyasa gave this shloka, Aho bakiyam stanakalakutam. This is a verse where, after just hearing this verse, Sukadeva Goswami, who was into too much of Brahma Dhyana, he became just surrendered to the personal form of Krishna. He was too much eager in Brahma Jnana. So in spite of the hellish mentality of Putana, who was personification of deceit and who desired to kill Krishna, the Lord delivered her from that mentality, who was born of enmity to Krishna and awarded her the rarely attained spiritual abode. Only those who are fortunate enough to consider the glories of the matchless and costless mercy of Krishna can understand that no comparison or limit to that mercy may be found in either material world or transcendental spiritual world. Therefore, no other than the most unfortunate, unintelligent, foolish persons give up the service to the Lord. Only hellish people, they give up the service to Lord on the name of just, I want to hear more Bhagavatam. Let me run here and there. Let me give up the service. They're all foolish, hellish people. Because service to Krishna is the topmost occupational duty and contemplates or endeavors for anything else. The Bhagavatam, Sri Uddhava speaks to Vidura, Aho Bakiyam Stanakalakutam Jigam Sayapayayad Api Asadhavi Lebhe Katim Dhatri Uchitam Tatonyam Kamva Dayarum Sharanam Brajema. Alas, how shall I take shelter of one more merciful than he, who granted the position of mother to a she-demon and Putana, although she was unfaithful, and she prepared deadly poison to be sucked from her breast. Uddhava offers the following prayer to Lord Krishna in the Srimad Bhagavatam. So here, Aho Bakiyam Stalakalakutam Jigham Saya Payad Api Asa. He was a sadhavi. She was a sadhavi. She had no sadhu lakshanas. But still, Dhatri Uchitam, the position of Dhatri has been given. Which fool will give up the service to Krishna? Uddhava says, Kam kaha panditastvat aparam sharanam samiyan bhakta priyadrita grira suhrada krita gyata sarvan dadati suhrudo bhajato vikarman atmanam api upachaya pachayau nayasya. What learned person would approach anyone but you for shelter? Kaha panditas, go further. Tvad aparam sharanam, many learned persons would approach you for shelter. When you are so affectionate, grateful, truthful, well-wisher of your devotees, to those who worship you with in sincere friendship, you award everything they desire, even your own self, yet you never increase or diminish. He is Bhakta Vatsala. Chaitanya Charitamrita speaks about it. Bhakta Vatsala Krutagyaha Samartha Vadanyaha Hena Krishna Chadi Pandita Nahi Bhaje Anya. So a Pandita who knows, go further, that Krishna is Krutagyaha. He will never give up. Krishna is Bhakta Vatsala. Krishna has all the qualities. Krishna is Mahavadanya. He is so merciful. He will never give up the service to Krishna. So when you say Krishna, Krishna involves chanting of the name, his name, form, qualities, his devotees, his leelas. One should never give up. One should never forget even a small deed done by someone to make you progress in devotional service. Prabhu Ram tells in Ramayana, I never forget even a small thing done to me. So, as a devotee, first and the foremost thing, today, whatever we are, somebody has done for us something. Never forget that. Vigya janera yadi Krishna guna jnana anyatyaji bhaje tate uddhava pramana. Whenever an experienced person develops a real knowledge of Krishna and his transcendental qualities, he naturally gives up all engagement, renders service to Lord. Vigya janera yadi. Go a little down. I want to see the verse. No, up. This is the last verse. Go up. Vigya Janeraya Yadi Krishna Guna Jnana. Even if he has the knowledge, if he has the knowledge about Krishna Guna Jnana, then he will never give up service to Krishna. Only at the level of neophytes, a person gives up the service of Krishna. And if he becomes a Madhyamadhikari Bhakta, Uttamadhikari Bhakta, in fact, Madhyamadhikari Bhakta will never give up the service. Uttamadhikari Bhakta will engage everyone in Krishna's service. So it's very important to know the glories of Krishna if we are students of Bhakti Shastri, Bhakti Vaibhav. Chanting of the holy name is the only process. And in this way, the real import of the scriptures can be understood. So here we'll stop. Any questions you can ask. Any questions? No questions. Okay, tomorrow evening, we'll try to show the Abhishek, Pushpa Abhishek. Morning will be the installation, but Pushpa Abhishek is a small class on Chaitanya's appearance. It is just like a celebration of Gaur Purnima only. For installation of Gaur Nitai will be there here. So it will be there in the court, in the angan of the house only. A small class, if possible, we'll do it in the Zoom. Is it okay? Zoom for everyone?
Yes, Mataji. Yes, Mataji.
7 o'clock onwards, we will have. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Now March 7th is Gaur Purnima, right? March 7th. So from now, in fact, every day we should make up our mind to welcome Gaur Nitai. For that, every day do the seven of Chaitanya Charitamrita. Adi Kanda, start reading Adi Kanda. Because we are in the Madhya Leela of Chaitanya Bhagavata, Chaitanya Charitamrita, Adi Leela, start reading. So that we will never forget, we will be always absorbed in Gaur Prema. Hare Krishna. Stop here. Nayana Manjari, do you want to chant some shloka? Come here. Yeah, how to open this? Haribol, come here. How to open this mobile? Will you chant Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's proof of appearance in Chaitanya Bhagavat? 1 minute. 1 minute.
Suvarna Varna Hemango Paranga Chandanangati Sanyasa Skritsamashanto Nishtha Shanti Parayana.
This is from Vishnu Sahasranam. Krishna Varnam Tusha Krishna we are not asked. Okay, again chant this verse. Suvarna Varna Hemango.
Suvarna Varna Hemango Paranga Chandanangati Sanyasa Skritsamashanto Nishtha Shanti Parayana.
This is a verse from from Vishnu Sahasranam, where Bhishma Pitamaha mentions that in Kali Yuga, in the golden form, you will appear, O Lord, Suvarna Varna Hemango, Varangascha Chandanangadi. Huge, big limbs, Varangascha Chandanangadi, always will be smeared with a sandalwood paste. Sannyasa, Kurshamashanto, you will take sannyas. Nishtha Shanti